waffle sheep. It's the waffle sheep. Hey guys, Waffle Sheep here, and today we are looking at some environmental problems and what you can do to help. So first of all, climate change. So climate change is when heat trapping gases like carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases, as they're more commonly known as, are released into the environment and then make it hotter. So by 2100 instead of being 0.3 degrees Celsius, it could have changed as much as 4.7 degrees Celsius, which doesn't sound like much, but for polar bears who live on ice, it could be life-threatening, and we don't want all our polar bears going extinct. So here are some tips of ways you can help. So first of all, reuse and reduce as much as possible. So instead of buying a new golden shovel and releasing some carbon dioxide into the environment, why not mend your old one? Ta-da. Whoop. And now we have a new one which we can still use. So next of all is, instead of using heating, no, don't use heating or air conditioning. Instead, why not put a jumper on? There. Now we're nice and warm. So next, try and eat lots of vegetables, and maybe don't eat as much meat, because shipping meat takes a lot of money, and also it produces carbon dioxide, but also livestock like cows can also produce heat trapping gases, which is bad. So why not eat less meat and more vegetables? So next is try and eat in-season fruit. So in the winter, don't eat strawberries because it can take a lot of energy to be able to produce those kind of fruits when it's colder. So instead, just wait for the summertime for your strawberries and other fruits. So next, don't leave computer chargers and phone chargers when they're not in use. So right now it's more than enough charged, but right now it's only 99% charged, so that's fine. So next, if you have the heating or air conditioning on, do not leave the door open, because that wastes a lot of CO2, and that's bad for the environment if lots gets out, and also it's wasting your money. Oh. So then, also, if you're gonna have your door open, leave this off. But if you're gonna have it on, just close the door. Next, spread the word. So why not write to the editor of your local newspaper and tell him that he should write an article in his newspaper about it. There, you can have that, Mr. Editor. Next thing, air dried. So always hang your clothes on a washing line instead of using a tumble dryer because it uses energy and also produces heat trapping gases. There. Next thing. You have to go in cars for long journeys, but for short journeys, try not to go in cars because it wastes, because it uses gases. So why not go for a walk? So next thing, plastic pollution. Plastic is very useful, but single-use plastic isn't good because it goes into our oceans, and then as it's only single use, it just stays there. And as plastic can take 10 to 1,000 years to break down, some of the first plastic ever made might still be in the oceans today. So every minute, 1 truckload of plastic is entering into our oceans, and 269 pieces of plastic wash up on beaches every day. So another thing is microplastic. When plastic breaks down, it produces microplastic, which can be no bigger than a grain of dust, which can be even more threatening because we can't really take it out the water. So don't drop all your plastic so it goes into the oceans. And also plastic traps animals too, so it can get their head stuck, or it can wrap around them and then they grow in an odd way because of the plastic. You are free, Mr. Turtle. Free. There. Oh. So don't litter, always put your plastic in the bin. So next, junk mail can use a lot of paper and inks that wastes things. So try not to use it. Try and maybe get emails instead, so then it doesn't waste paper and ink. Also, try not to use single-use plastic bags and things and water bottles. Why not get reusable bags and bottles? Or if not, why not refill your plastic bottles and use your plastic bags again so that it doesn't pollute the environment. Next, don't use balloons because animals mistake them for jellyfish or food and then they eat them. So then they get plastic clogged up in their insides and then they can't live. Which is a shame really, because balloons are fun but they can hurt other creatures. So next, try and take part in community cleanups. So put all plastic and things in the bin because it can be harmful to the environment to leave them out, and if other animals eat them, then that is bad. So next, if you go fishing, don't leave lines and fishing rods in the water. Always take them home with you so then creatures don't get stuck in them. Next, always recycle all the plastic you can. So hard plastics you can recycle, and also things maybe you could reuse for projects and things. So don't put them in normal bin in the normal bin if they can be recycled. Next, normally things in shops come in plastic bags, so why not, instead of having that, maybe think of what you don't need, what can be bought secondhand, and what can be shared, and what doesn't really be needed at all. So next, don't give your friends in party bags some old plastic toys that they're never going to use. Why not give them something they can eat so that they will actually use the thing you give them? Or maybe give them something like a book. Then finally, don't use plastic straws. Why not use metal straws or paper straws or even glass straws? Well, that will help the environment. So next is habitat destruction. So animals need homes as much as we do, even though they don't live in little houses with tiny doors and windows, but they still need homes. But we get rid of those homes by we chop down trees, and we get rid of seabeds to make room for crops and homes for ourselves. So one thing you can do is visit parks. So that will give them more money to help the animals and plants in there. And it's also very nice. Hello. Next thing you can do is maybe hold a cake sale or have a car boot sale in aid of wildlife charities, so that you can so that they can have some more money, and also you can get rid of any cake that you don't need. Next thing is pick the right paper. So maybe pick responsibly sourced paper. So because some people, they just cut down trees and then don't plant them again, so then there's less trees. So check that you've got people who actually replant their trees afterwards. So let's plant this here. Don't pick people who just get rid of their trees and then don't plant them again. So next, put all of your things like phones and tech you don't need anymore into phone bins. Some people do these because the minerals that are needed are from African habitats, and normally gorillas don't have, and chimpanzees don't have any homes. So make sure you try and recycle those. And also this will stop toxic chemicals from your phone putting chemicals into the soil and water, so near landfills, so that's good too. So next, it's fun looking under logs and things to find creatures, but you should always put things back where you found them, because they're creatures' homes, and if you just don't leave them, it's like someone coming and messing up your house. Next, make sure you only flush your own waste down the toilet. Don't put wet wipes or pet poo, medicine, cotton balls or paint down there, because that's harmful and could get into water systems where animals live. So next, don't use fertilizer because it can put extra chemicals in the soil than there already is, so don't use fertilizer. Let's go through here. Next, always try and conserve water, so turning off the tap when you're cleaning your teeth, and also having showers instead of baths because you don't have to fill it up. Right, yeah. There. Oh no. Oh, there you go. There. So, next, try and get your parents to plant trees and also flowers in places, so then there's more trees for animals and also so there's more trees and also for flowers too. So let's plant some here. It's only grass. There, here we go, some flowers. And so then also palm oil is in things like chocolate, biscuits, ice cream and also shampoo. So try and get ones that are responsibly sourced, because rainforests are often chopped down to get palm oil from trees, which is destroying habitats and also destroying rainforests as well. So that's all for now. So these are a real problem. So if you do these tips, then it will really help the planet. So try and do that and tell your friends about it too, so they can come watch the video or just do some of the tips that you tell them. So that's all for now, guys. So if this is the first video you've seen by me, please do like and subscribe. You can check out some of my other videos too. I also recommend Nate Noodle 281, another good YouTuber, so go and check him out. And also, happy 50th birthday to one of my fans. So happy birthday to you. So bye!